Well, hello and welcome to Garden on 8 and the Legends in the Garden podcast. Myself, Chris McHardy, joined by Mike Phillips. Good reason that I'm joined by Mike this afternoon, because we are reflecting upon the news just a few short moments ago. The 37-man squad for the British and Irish Lions tour of South Africa has been confirmed. Justin Leonard did that in London just a few moments ago, and Mike Phillips, man who represented the Lions on two occasions, 2019 down in South Africa, 4 years later in Australia. And Mike, first and foremost, how are you, my friend?
How are you, Chris? You okay?
Well, let's get straight into it, Mike. Great to have you with me. And, well, that 37-man squad announced. Warren Gatlin producing a bit of a surprise. We were expecting 36. He squeezed in an extra man. Give me your initial reaction to those 37 named.
Yeah, some shock names in there. Some guys, to be honest with you, I haven't seen play that much, to be honest. Some unexpected, some people missing out: Johnny Sexton, Josh Navidi, Jonathan Davis. Some household names missing out. So, some big calls. Interesting. It's obviously just digesting it now. It's quite difficult to look at the breakdown and really see the who's who in there. But some big shocks. I felt that Warren, he likes to make a few surprises, and he's done that. There's a few names in there where people wouldn't have selected, I don't think. So, tough to digest just now, but exciting. The whole process was really exciting, and it just builds now slowly, for the summer, and it's going to be amazing, watching the Lions take on South Africa for sure.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this, Mike. You mentioned there a couple of shocks. I think the biggest for me, undoubtedly, is the absence of Johnny Sexton, a man that you've come up against numerous times. How shocked are you at that? When you look at the options, he's gone Dan Biggar, he's gone Finn Russell, he's gone Owen Farrell at fly half. Has he missed a trick with no Johnny Sexton?
It was debatable, to be honest. I think Farrell can play 10, 12. Dan Biggar has been on fire. He played so well in the Six Nations. Obviously, Wales winning the Six Nations, and then him going back to Northampton. His defence since he's gone back to Northampton has been, on just been outstanding. He's man of the match. Seems to be every week. He's a great leader. So Dan Biggar for me is the first choice. Obviously, Finn Russell. Then you've got his. Great that he's in there. I'm so happy. Not really a Warren Gatlin type of player, really, but you can see the fact that if Finn Russell on those hard South African grounds coming on, or potentially, obviously he's going to have his starts as well. I mean, he's going to have a great chance to shine, with the climate, like I said, playing on those South African tough, hard grounds with quality players around him as well. I think he'll bring the best out of Finn Russell, and he's a match winner himself. So, yeah, Sexton missing out. I'm not too. It's not a major sort of shock for me. He was kind of struggling a little bit, but you just felt that maybe his experience would pull him in there with everything he's achieved in his career. But obviously, there's some big names missing out, and he's one of them.
Interesting, Mike, there that you mentioned that Dan Biggar for you is the starter. Do you believe that? Will that be in Warren's mind? Has he been handed the number 10 shirt for that first test?
Yeah, well, I think they will say all the right things. Warren will say all the right things and say that everyone's got an opportunity in the first 3 games. You give everyone a chance to start. But right from the get-go, you're either a midweek player or a Saturday player. And obviously there's short turnarounds at the start, but everyone will be given an opportunity. But you kind of have to have your sort of starters for that first test in place right at the beginning of the tour. And I think Dan is probably in the hot seat at the minute, but it's everything to play for as well. The type of player that he is, and I know knowing Warren, who he is, I think that him coming on, he can shine more perhaps towards the end of a game. Finn Russell, when the game opens up, when there's tired legs, when those South Africans haven't played any rugby in over a year as a collective, so they're going to be struggling. So Finn Russell coming on for me could be a match winner, and could make himself into he already is a bit of a superstar, but a true superstar, bossing it for the Lions would be great.
Now, Mike, you, of course, made your name at the scrum half position. You're a confident man at the best of times. Give me your thoughts. Ali Price, Gareth Davies, and, of course, I think the starter, Connor Murray. Would you still get a game amongst those three?
Yeah, I thought Thomas Williams of Wales was gonna sneak on. Murray, Davis, and Ali. I thought Ali Price, I didn't think that he would get on really, but great for him. He's had a good tournament with Scotland, and he's got an opportunity to make a real name for himself. He's sharp. He's got all the attributes to really go down there and shine, and not being disrespectful, but he's going to have quality around him as well. Quality pack of forwards, quality outside him. So he's got a platform there to really to shine as well. And Gareth Davis, he's so quick, so sharp. He can score a try from anywhere. Again, I'm talking about the ground. Those hard grounds will suit him because it's going to be a different type of game plan that they're going to have. 4 years ago in New Zealand, where the rain was coming down, you can't play open, expansive rugby. You had to have a kicking game, which kind of suited Murray so much more. So this kind of surface and the climate and where they're going against a big, heavy South African team, they got to move the ball around. They got to play with tempo. So that's where Gareth Davis comes in, Ali Price comes in. Murray will have to be, he'll have to show his qualities, no doubt, and he's got that in abundance, and he has got a running game. So it'll be really interesting, really, to see who sort of becomes the out-and-out first choice between those amongst those three.
Two other big selections, Mike, I want to get your thoughts on. Of course, no George North, your compatriot, missing through that serious knee injury that he suffered. Duhan van der Merwe does get in. He's a big man. We know that. He's been hugely successful for Scotland. I want to get your thoughts on him in a second. And the absence of Manu Tuilagi. A lot of people were of the opinion that Manu would bully his way in, given the fact that, as you've already alluded, South Africa are a big physical side. Manu Tuilagi has that physicality. Your opinion, your thoughts on both of those decisions?
Yeah, Manu Tuilagi, first up. I think England have missed him, and you've seen a real sort of poor performance from England in the last Six Nations. I think the best performance England put in was in the semi-final of the World Cup when Manu Tuilagi was there and he was on fire. And he's such a threat in midfield. He's got everything, all the attributes. He's powerful, he's quick, he can offload. He's tough to take down. And England really have missed him. I thought he was going to sneak on purely because of his... he's on his day, he's one of the best rugby players in the world. So he has suffered a lot of injuries. And obviously game time, and they feel that he hasn't had enough time to prove himself. But I think that is a big, I don't know, maybe he may even find himself on the tour in a couple of weeks. But yeah, Duhan, yeah, I mean, he's a Gatland type of player. He's a big, huge, strong guy. Perhaps his skills aren't, as slick as someone like Rhys Samit, but I mean, he's Gatland type of player. He's so big, so strong. He was, I think, top try scorer in the Six Nations. A beast of a player. So he'll definitely get the team going forward, and he can finish. So no surprise really with him being in there, to be honest. A huge ball carrying threat. So yeah. But I was a bit shocked that Manu Tuilagi didn't quite sneak on.
I guess the other one, Mike, and when you look at the forwards in all of this, there was a lot of chatter over the last couple of days about this fella. Of course, not getting in Eddie Jones's England squad or team, and that is Sam Simmonds. Warren Gatland had a chat with him earlier this week, and he clearly feels that he's got the skill set for the British and Irish Lions. That's a bit of a two fingers up, I guess, in many respects to Eddie Jones. But your thoughts on Sam?
Yeah, and I think that's what it is as well, isn't it? Eddie Jones is two fingers up to Eddie Jones, and these coaches have got their little spats going on, and it's great, isn't it? And yeah, no, everyone's been raving about him over this past sort of year. He's been outstanding for Exeter Chiefs, so yeah, he deserves a place on there, and good for him. So he's it proves that you put the graft in, you put the work in, you produce the top performances week in, week out, and you get your awards in the end. And yeah, Eddie Jones hasn't liked him, but it doesn't mean that that's the end. He's persisted with his performances, and it's great to see Sam on the tour.
Got to get your thoughts as well, Michael, on Alun Wyn-Jones. No real surprise to see him confirmed as the skipper. He's been on 3 tours before, 35 years of age. He is vastly experienced. He's a compatriot of yours. Tell us something we don't know about Alun Wyn-Jones.
Yeah, well, just memories flooding back of South Africa, I think after the second test, and drowning our sorrows after the second test, and worse for wear would be a nice way to put it, but just emotionally, the two of us, I think we were kind of like in tears, I mean, it was devastation, knowing that the series had gone, and it was it's a bit of an iconic game now, that second test in 2009, and we kind of blew it really in the lead that we had, and yeah, Alun was there, and to think that he's there again, and he's going to go back, and he's going to be a captain, and all that he's achieved. I mean, it's just remarkable, really. How he keeps going. I don't know. I struggle to walk around now at the minute, but it's unbelievable achievement for him. The way he's kept his body intact, and he's been so professional throughout. He has got a switch off button as well, which is great, and which is really important as well to have that, especially on these type of tours. They will be bonding at the start, and you've got to have that. That's how you got to open up, and that's how you get to know each other. And because at the end of it, you've got to become a family in a short space of time, and you've got to be able to die for one another, and you've got to create that atmosphere in a short space of time. So. No, he's kind of everyone's favourite, and he's got those leadership credentials really, which kind of put him above everyone else really.
Mike, of course, you've been over this course before. You've been there, seen it, done it. You've got the T-shirt as well, and I know you're still digesting the 37-man squad. But when you look at it top to bottom, is it good enough to go into the backyard of the world champions and come away with a series victory, in your opinion?
Well, there's so many factors, isn't there? There's no crowds. You go to South Africa, yes, they're the world champions, but they haven't played a collective game since the World Cup, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But so there's so much, there's things that you can put in the cocktail, really. The Northern Hemisphere, they've had the Six Nations. There's so much to think about, and it's who comes together the quickest. I think there was a lot of surprises there for me in that selection. I didn't expect likes of Bundyaki to be in there. But look, I mean, it's tough to say at the minute. I mean, you are going to a place where they will massively believe in themselves. They're the World Cup champions. 2009 they were the World Cup champions as well. And that in the build up to that series, they'd beaten New Zealand twice. I think in that build up, they were out and out. The best team in the world at that stage. So it was a massive task, and it's really tough. Those African boys, they're big, they're strong, and they've got massive belief in themselves. They're aggressive, they're nasty. So they'll have to match all this and bring more. So hopefully the Lions will do it, obviously. It'll be an amazing experience for them. But, I think there's no point going on a tour unless you're going to win it. I think it's great to be selected. But for me, the only thing, selection was kind of like, okay, whatever, but now it's about, you want to go there and win the test series. That's what it's all about. Otherwise, there's been so many, for me personally, there's so many Lions players, but there's not many who have actually won a series. So that's the only thing that I wanted to get out of I wanted that, to achieve that. It's an amazing achievement to be picked, yes, but if you're a true winner and a true sort of champion, you want to go there and win the series, and that's what it's all about. So Can they do it? We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully they'll do it, and it'll be hopefully an exciting and entertaining series.
I've got no doubt it will, Mike. You were cap number 762. You were beaten in South Africa in 2009. You then won the series in 2013. I'll never be on a Lions tour. Many people watching this will never be on a Lions tour, Mike. What is it like? How special is it?
Oh, it is. It's really, really special. I probably enjoyed the 2009 one more, even though we lost. But it was just the coming together of everyone. Everyone just gets on so well. There's massive respect to each other. But like I said, for me, it was I right from the get-go. You've been filmed and watched 24/7. The only thing in my mind was to get into that test team, and then once I knew that was going to happen, it was all about winning that first test, which didn't happen in South Africa. But yeah, for me, it's all about winning. Like I said, you want to be a winning test lion. It's great to play and and to be selected and to go, but you really get your respect if you're a winner. So for me personally, that's what it was all about, and to share those experiences with some of the best players in the Northern Hemisphere, players I had massive respect for, Paul O'Connell, Brian O'Driscoll, these type of guys was just an amazing experience. But it does sort of leave a bit of a bad mark in 2009. We lost the series, so hopefully the boys can go there and get the victory this time.
Final one from me, Mike, and I'm sure you never know, one or two of those Lions players might come across this. What's your advice to them? What would you tell every one of those 37 men who will be heading behind enemy lines in South Africa in a few short weeks?
I think just to have real confidence in your ability and why you're there, and realise that you are, the very best. Massive confidence, because they'll be confident. They'll have nothing but belief in themselves, and you've got to match that. And yes, to go out there and enjoy it, but it's a huge responsibility. But it's all about winning, and that's the key. Winning those little battles, those little inches, the little 1%. Doing everything you possibly can in the build-up. And getting confidence from that then, and just going out there and just rocking it and bossing it, and you will grow. When you put that Lions jersey on, you become faster, you become stronger. I become even better looking. It's unbelievable. But no, it was. It does give you that sort of super strength, and you've got to. You will grow into it. So, I hopefully, like I said, the boys can do it. It'll be really interesting to see how it all unfolds, and hopefully it'll give us lots of talking points and entertain us for the next, during the duration of 8 to 9 weeks or whatever it is. So, really looking forward to it now.
Yeah, cannot wait myself. All kicks off that first warm-up match down in South Africa, July 3rd. 3 test matches, July 24th, July 31st, and potentially that pivotal one on August the 7th. Well worth marking your cards as well. There will be a Lions long lunch happening right here in Dubai. Mike Phillips will be in attendance. 1 or 2 other massive names, former Lions, will also be in attendance, both from the British and Irish side, as well as the South African side. That taking place on Thursday, July the 1st. Before that, there's a Lions Corporate Golf Day, Tuesday, the 29th of June, all the details of which will be revealed in the coming days and weeks. You've got to follow Motivate Talent. Well worth giving a follow as well. Whatson.ae, Emirates Man, and of course us here at Dubai Eye 103.8. Rugby has very much landed. It will have landed in Dubai. It's going to be a fascinating 6-7 weeks or so between July and early August. Mike Phillips will be across it. We'll be across it as well. Thoroughly looking forward to it. And finally, Michael, give me a prediction. Win or lose, what do the Lions do?
I'm going to back the boys, 2-1.
2-1. Like it. Love it, Michael. Cap number 762, Mike Phillips.
Well, I didn't say why. I didn't say why, because I'll get called out for the last game and then I'll just boss it.
All right, I'm not going to argue with that. Mike Phillips, you've heard it here first. You may get a call up from Warren Gatlin if Gareth or Ali or Connor pick up an injury.
Or the other 35 players.
Or the other 35. You could play wing, you could play...
No, I'm on as nines. I'm on about as nines below them.
Mike's better than them all. He's just not better than the three that are there at present.
Not anymore, Chris.
I love the confidence. I'm looking forward to spending a good few weeks with you over the course of the next couple of months. Of course, the Lions, it is back, bigger and better than ever before. Mike Phillips, top man. Thank you very much, my man.
Thank you, Chris.